So welcome, my name's Preston, and today we're going to be doing a little meditation, talking about creativity and talking about fear, and how those two things usually go hand in hand. This meditation is kind of inspired by a book that I've been reading called Big Magic. So it's by Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love. And she just talks so much about fear and creativity kind of going hand in hand, and talks about how we really actually need our fear, right, to help us survive. It's an innate survival skill that we have developed from our ancestors, all the way back to the beginning of time, and how it's usually not really necessary unless we're actually in danger. And it's really, fear itself is really attached to the outcome. And so that's why it usually shows up in the process of creativity. And when I talk about creativity, I mean anything that makes you feel like you are expressing yourself. So that can be dance, movement, yoga. I mean, any type of sport, any type of activity, hiking, figure skating, playing basketball, you name it. And it can be any type of art, anything that you like to do in your spare time that you might find yourself getting lost in the moment, where you're not so attached to the outcome. And that's you really letting go of that fear of what's this going to look like? What's going to happen if, I get judged for this, or if I don't finish it, or it doesn't look like I want it to look. And so this is just a concept that I have found really helpful while reading her book. And there's one quote that she says that I really love that goes like this. Elizabeth Gilbert says, "Argue for your limitations and you get to keep them." So you can just kind of think about what that kind of says to you. Argue for your limitations and you get to keep them. So if we argue for our limitations and we don't expand our minds to understand that we are limitless, we have a limitless source of inspiration, of creativity, of joy that sometimes gets buried really deep within us beneath all of the things that come up on the day to day, our busy lives, stress of whatever's going on in the world, especially in times like these. And I think that while we're at home, while we are all just sitting around, there's never been a better time to tap into those things that you have always wanted to try, but you have let fear get in the way of the outcome, right? So a really good example of this for me is just scrapbooking. That's one of my all-time favorite pastimes, and I'm really unattached to what it's going to look like, because it's not for sale. I'm not trying to make money off of it. It's just me getting lost in the moment. Hopefully it is something that one day I'll show to my grandkids, or, to kind of explain and show my life. And it can be abstract. Sometimes it comes in the form of, here's a trip I took. And sometimes it comes in the form of, here are all these magazine clippings that I pasted together that don't really make sense, but look cool together. So let's just mull that over for a little, and we will start to find some stillness and practice some belly breathing, some deeper breaths down into our low belly, to kind of ignite that spark that you might find that a lot of us find missing in our daily lives, especially if we work a monotonous job that's kind of the same thing every day. And it's easy to get stuck in that because we know what the outcome is, right? Fear really doesn't like it when we don't know the outcome, and the outcome is unknown. So that's why we come back to sitting in stillness and practicing meditation, and listening to whatever's going on, whatever's coming up. It's different every single day, which is why having a regular meditation practice can be so helpful. All right, having said all of that, let's find a comfortable seat. So I am outside in my backyard. I'm sorry if there's a little bit of construction or noises going on around. We can practice. The first thing we're going to talk about is removal of the senses. So just find a nice, comfortable seat. Sit up really tall, preferably on a chair, or if you're on the ground, you can sit cross-legged up on a pillow. I'm sitting on a chair right now with both my feet planted on the ground. I have my hands planted on my knees. So you'll find this grounding sensation, heels to the earth or the floor, and hands cupped just on your knees, right where they fit. Let's just start with a big cleansing breath in through your nose. Fill up with air, expand however feels good. And then exhale, let that go out your mouth. Keep your head around. And then settle into your stillness. Right away, as we come into our stillness, notice what you notice. How does the breath flow in and out of the body? How does the body feel today? We're not here to judge any of these answers or any of these outcomes. We're simply noticing and observing. How does your body feel this morning? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right in this moment. How does your mind feel today? Is it scattered? Is it calm? Is it confused? Or maybe you don't even know, and that's okay. I'm going to start to listen. How are you feeling emotionally today? Maybe you are feeling a little bit of fear as we are living in this time of the great unknown. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of gratitude for the floor beneath your feet, for the health of your body, for the food in your fridge, and for any support system you may have, whether that be near or far. And then even deeper than that, how are you feeling energetically? I'm not talking about how much energy you have. I'm talking about your vibe, so to speak. Are you feeling off, on, somewhere in between? Have you found yourself adapting to this new way of being? Maybe even against your better judgment? Because our bodies are so used to go, 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 do, do, do. Have you found any solitude in the stillness? And with your eyes closed or gazing down at your nose, Start to see what you see behind your eyelid. Pratyahara in Sanskrit is a yogic word that means removal of the senses. We've already removed our sight by closing our eyes. But imagine your eyelids like your own personal TV screen. You might see colors. You might see shapes. You might see figures, images, people, places. What do you see behind your eye? And slowly imagine those sights fading to white until you have a blank white slate in front of your eyelid. Removal of the sight. Now bring your attention to your ears, where you hear, how you listen. I want you to ask yourself, what can I be listening to today, in this moment? Well, first, just take note of the sounds around you. Familiar sounds in your home. Maybe you hear some sounds outside the home. Noticing all the familiar hums, all the familiar words. And then maybe you start to hear some thoughts come up, that inner monologue. And just like we did with our sight, practice non-judgment of these thoughts. No one thought is good or bad. It simply is. You can watch it come in through your left ear. You listen to the thought. You observe it as it moves past your third eye. And then imagine that thought exiting through your right ear. Not dismissing it or ignoring it. Just letting it go. You can engage in this practice throughout any day, any place, any time, with any thought. This is removal of our hearing. Now bring your attention to your nose, and more specifically to your nostrils. Imagine those tiny little nostril hairs swaying as you inhale and as you exhale. Taking note of any smells around you. Smells have so much power to trigger memories, emotions, moments in time. We're going throughout all of our days smelling without even usually realizing what's happening. Just really become aware of your breath here. Any smells that enter as you inhale, fill up. And then letting go of those memories as you exhale. Removal of the smell. Now bring your attention to your mouth. We tend to hold a lot of tension in our jaw as human beings. Notice if you can unclench your jaw, if you can relax the bottom half of your jaw. Maybe so much so that your lips part slightly. Relax your tongue completely until it's just pooling in the bottom of your mouth. Imagine some drool filling up. Creating new saliva, fresh immunity. Do a quick scan of your teeth. Feeling all the molars in the back, in the bottom row, from left, swooping around to front, over to the right side. And then do the same with your upper molars. Around to the front of your teeth and back over to the right. Your jaw completely relaxed. Notice any tastes in your mouth. Maybe you become aware of the last thing that you ate or drank. Again, no judgment here. Maybe you become aware that you're thirsty or you're hungry. Simply sit with these sensations, whatever comes up. Knowing that this is all temporary. And in fact, necessary to listen to our body through each sense. Take a big inhale, fill up, and then swallow at the top of that breath. So swallow all of that saliva and let it go. Removal of the taste. This last one, our sense of touch, our sense of feel. It's perhaps the most elusive of all the senses. Start by noticing your feet and where they touch the ground, carpet, whatever's beneath you. Feel all 10 toes. Notice if you're clenching. And try to release. Feel how your entire foot binds you to the earth. From heel to ball to toes. Noticing the texture beneath you. Is it soft, hard, flat, bumpy? And then bring your attention to your hands. How are your hands connecting to your body? Can you feel your knees cupped beneath your palms? Without applying any extra pressure, can you notice each fingertip touching your knee? We have so many nerve endings in the end of our fingers. And often we only become aware of touch when there's another physical being present. Today, I'd like you to become aware of your touch, your fingertips to your knees underneath your fingertips. Take another big breath in through your nose. Exhale, let that go. Removal of the touch. We'll just take a moment here in silence. Maybe you go back, scan through all 5 senses on your own. Maybe you even notice a new shape behind your eyelids, a new sound, smell, taste, or feel. And then coming back to our sense of feel, let's bring it into the physical body. Can you sit up a little bit taller, grounding down through both sit bones? Can you lift your rib cage up and off of your lower belly, creating more length through your spine? Can you soften your shoulders down your back and tuck your chin slightly so that your head almost feels like it's floating on top of your body? Can you soften your eyebrows apart from each other and imagine them sliding down the sides of your face? Can you let go of some pressure on your eyelids, maybe even letting a sliver of light come in from beneath? Can you relax your jaw even more? Feeling that familiar pool of drool developing. With this newfound awareness of your body and of your being, take an inhale through your nose, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, feel this first breath in your shoulders. And then exhale, relax them all the way down. Another breath in, this time bypass your shoulders, fill up your ribs. Imagine expanding your lungs. Exhale, let that one go. This time we're gonna inhale past the shoulders, past the ribs, into your low belly. This might be a little bit different than the way you normally breathe. Let that one go. Now bring your hands to your belly, one hand on top of the other. We're going to engage in this 3-part breath, attempting to draw your air down into your low belly. This might create a little bit of that unsettling feeling, maybe even some fear around pushing your belly out wide. So try to let go of all of that. Breathe in through your nose, fill all the way up, base of the spine, press your belly out wide like a balloon, like you have a baby in there. And then exhale, let that go. Press your hands into your belly, release all of your air until your belly button is hugging in toward your spine. Again, inhale, fill up. Chest lifts, ribs lift, low belly lifts. Exhale, release from low belly, release the chest, release the shoulders. Inhale, fill up chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. 3 more like that on your own. When you've completed your 3rd, bring your hands back to your knee and let your breath return to its most natural state. In through your nose and out through your nose. We'll come back to our present moment, to our surroundings by slowly going back through our senses. Notice your feet on the ground and your hands pressing into your knees. Notice the softness you've now found in your jaw. Notice your breath flowing in through your nose, taking in any smells, flowing out through your nose. Notice any sounds around you. And then gently blink your eyes open, taking in your surroundings before moving your body. You can bring your hands to your heart. Give yourself one final breath of gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up to this incredibly healing practice, listening, moving through your senses. Again, my name's Preston. Have a great day.